All right. We are back by popular demand, riding with the pastor. Haven't done this in several years, but we're going to start back. And my first rider today is Matt Gilmore. Matt,
How are we doing?
doing well.
Good.
It's good to see you. Are you ready to ride?
Let's do it.
Let's go. All right, so we're just going to ride around a few minutes, and I'm going to ask you some questions, and you just feel free to answer the questions any way you feel led to answer. All right?
Got it.
All right, let's go. So the first question, tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell me where you grew up. Tell me about your family.
Goodness. Dad was military, so we moved around a lot when I was a kid. And so I've lived in Jacksonville, Florida, Chicago, Philadelphia, Lakeland, and
All over.
all over, yeah. We lived in one place for 28 days, and we unpacked boxes to put them in a different moving company to move us somewhere else. And then probably about midway through fifth grade, Dad retired, and we moved back to Lakeland and went to middle school and high school there in Lakeland, graduated from Lakeland High, and eventually went off to college at Graceville and met Shauna. That was 30 years ago. We've been married, just celebrated 30 years.
All right, good.
6 kids, 3 at home and 3 out.
What are the ages of your children?
Oh my goodness. Josiah is 8. TJ is 15. Tyler and Lauren will be 22 in just a couple of weeks. Madison's 24. And then Scott, our oldest, is 36, 37, something like that.
Well, they're all age ranges.
All ages. We kept the tax deduction spread wide, so we'd always have a tax deduction.
That's right.
So,
All right, well, good. Well, let me ask you another question. This is kind of a strange question, but the question is, what is the weirdest or the strangest food you've ever eaten?
oh wow. I've been to Haiti, so they served us fish one night. They told us they were serving us fish, and when we got it, it was the entire fish, eyeballs and all. And none of us could eat it. We chose to fast that night.
Well,
So
maybe if you just put a napkin over the eyes.
we couldn't. We tried. It was so gross. Now the weirdest food I've eaten in my house. My mom made eggplant au gratin one night, and it was slimy and it was covered with cheese, and I don't eat cheese, and it scarred me for life. So it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
I still tease her to this day about that.
Well, that's good. All right, another question. Getting a little more serious. Who would you say has had the greatest influence on your life?
My dad, which is probably the easy answer to that. He died suddenly 22 years ago. He died a month after the twins were born. I don't know that there's been one person through my life, but there's been people through my life who have had influence on me in different ways. But I couldn't probably tell you, other than maybe my dad, one mentor, like key person. I've just had people that kind of short term. They kind of come in and speak into my life or do something, and then we move around. Of course, in ministry you move around so much anyway, so sometimes so yeah.
Okay. All right, good answer. Next question. What is your favorite book of the Bible and why?
I'm going to go with Joshua, and I love Joshua because he stepped into shoes that were huge, or sandals, I guess in his case. I'm taking over for Moses, and then God just did stuff so cool and different in his life, and whether it was the way he crossed the Jordan, or the way he took down Jericho, or the way that he served until he was, in his 80s or 100 or whatever it was. And I just love that story. In fact, in Sunday school a couple weeks ago, we were talking about Joshua, and I was like, I love that book. And I had all this extra stuff, but yeah, Joshua.
Okay. All right, next question. If you could have suffered with anyone in the Bible other than Jesus and other than Paul, who would it be?
Well, I guess Old Testament would be Joshua, and I just want to know what it was like the first time he tried to speak and for God, and what the naysayers probably said. And then New Testament, it would have to be Peter, just to know how he recovered and became such a great leader and great person that led the church and great faith after failure.
Final question in this set of questions. As a minister, what would you say is what's the hardest thing to deal with as a minister in your daily routine or just in general?
Time management, I think, has always been something that you want to study, and either you get into study and hours pass, and then you don't have time to get the other stuff done, or you get the other stuff, you get busy doing the other stuff, and you run out of time, and then you got to rush your study, and
Right.
trying to find a balance there, because there isn't enough time. I found there isn't enough time in the week to get everything done. I mean, many weeks it's just like that. And if you put 5 or 6 hours into a message, and then by the time you visit a few folks, do some counseling, and then try to find some time for your family, which always becomes the one that gets pushed to the back burner. I think that's the struggle.
Yeah.
I think my biggest worry over the years was that my kids would grow up and hate the church because of the time that it took, the vacations we missed, or the times I was called back from vacation for funerals or
Right.
or whatever, that they would say they don't want anything to do with the church because of all that it took.
Yep.
And all the time, and the, not just the time, sometimes it's the emotional toil, and they saw the pain that we were going through, or the anguish of trying to grow the church, or helping a family through loss, and they saw that in us, and that it would be easy to say, I don't want anything to do with that.
Right.
It's always my fear.
So, kind of a follow-up. Your son Tyler has just taken his first position as a student minister.
Yeah.
If you had a one-liner, one piece of advice for him, what would that be?
Finish well.
Finish well.
Finish well.
Okay. I thought maybe you were going to tell him, don't go into ministry.
I've told him that before. I've told him if there's anything else that he could do,
Yep.
go do that first. And then if he can't, then and feels like God's called him
Yep.
to do that. So
All right.
it would be too easy for me to tell him not to now.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Got some fun questions we're going to close out with
Okay.
as we end our ride. And this is an either or. All right. I'm going to give you two options. You tell me which one. You ready?
Okay.
First one, maybe a little difficult for you. Auburn, Alabama. You can't say Miami.
Alabama, because my father-in-law is a huge Alabama fan.
Terrible choice. Coffee, tea.
T.
Fly or drive.
Oh, fly. Even though I have to take medicine to get on a plane, I'll fly every day.
All right. Cat, dog.
I'll take a dog.
Dog. All right. Mountain, beach.
Beach. Oh, no. Is it snowing? Is it snowing? That's the question. If it's snowing, then I'll take the mountains. Or snow skiing. I'd rather go snow skiing than go to the beach.
Okay. Coke or Pepsi?
Not even a choice there. It's Coca-Cola.
Cola. All right. Morning or night?
Nighttime.
Nighttime? Are you a night person?
Yeah.
Stay up late?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's a big question. Toilet paper, over, under?
I don't even know over, I guess. Well, I guess over. I don't even
You don't
know.
pay that much attention?
I don't pay attention to that.
All right. Two more questions. Apple or Android?
Apple. I have everything Apple.
Okay.
I don't even understand why people buy Androids. They should be banned, and everybody should have an iPhone.
Gotcha. All right. Last one. Text or talk?
Oh, text.
Text.
Text. That way I remember it later. Problem is when I talk to you, if I forget what I'm supposed to do. But text me, then I can look back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Except when it's serious. You know, people like read text with their thinking. So if they're mad when they read your text, they read it mad, or they don't read it with the same heart and same, emphasis that maybe you meant to do it.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden they get upset because of a text. Like, well, I didn't mean it that way. You took it wrong. So same thing with emails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. All right, Matt. Well, thank you for riding with me today.
Hey, no problem.
Appreciate it. I enjoyed it.
Awesome.
All right.
Thanks,
you,
man.
sir. All right. Appreciate it.
Yep.
See you next time
Yes, sir.
on Riding with the Pastor.